everybody. Welcome to Digging Deeper Jazz. This is Jeff Antoniuk. Okay, so this week I want to talk about a really quite important style that us jazz musicians have to get comfortable with, Afro Cuban music. Afro Cuban. So yeah, that's a style, you know, if there's 4 or 5 things we have to be comfortable with in jazz, swing music, Brazilian music, a bossa and a samba, yeah, Afro Cuban is definitely on that list. So I want us to know sort of what's underlying it. There's a lot of musicians that will play an Afro Cuban song, but they couldn't tell you even what's going on time signature wise, let alone what's creating that groove. I want you to be better than that. Okay, so let's get into it. So I'm going to play in just a second from now, but the first thing I want you to understand that the Afro Cuban we're talking about right now, a groove called Bembé is a very sort of traditional bell pattern. By the way, this stuff all comes from West Africa via the slave trade. So 12/8. So we're talking about 12/8. But when is the last time you saw some jazz music in 12/8? Pretty rarely, right? So we're going to feel it in 4/4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's probably where you're going to tap your foot. And the subdivisions are 8th note triplets. 2, 3, 4. Triplet, 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 triplet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there you go. So 12/8 is 4/4 with a subdivision not of 8th notes, but of triplets. So there you go. So we could write this stuff out in 4/4 with a whole pile of triplets. So I'm going to play a little bit for you, a classic tune called Invitation. I'm just going to kind of use that because this is one of many jazz songs that likes to be interpreted like this. And you can just hear the groove. You're going to recognize it. If you can't hear it in your head right now, you're going to get it. This is just a little bit of Invitation. All right, so that's that classic feel we're talking about. So we now know that you should have been feeling that in 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, triplet, 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 triplet would be a perfectly legitimate way to think about it. So now what I want to do is find out a little bit about this style, but then I want to give us each something to practice to get us inside this style. On these videos, you know I'm not just going to give you a piece of interesting information because it's interesting, or even good information because we should know it. I want to give us something to practice. So of course that's coming up. So hang with me here. So I want to talk about the bell pattern. And again, this comes from West Africa. I learned this as Ghanaian music from the Ewe people. And so they would play it on this metal bell, essentially. Well, we play it on the bell of the cymbal, or on the cymbal very much. If you look at item number 1, that's what you see right here. This Bembé pattern, if I'm counting in 4, if these snaps are in 4, it would sound like this. Ba 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 ba. So written in 12/8, it looks perhaps a little confusing. So I've written it out as item number 2 for you in 4/4. It translates into 4/4. I don't think it's exactly right. Like a lot of things, translating a joke from Japanese to English maybe doesn't work exactly right, but it kind of works. So 4/4, but now you can see what it looks like in 4/4, and I think you're going to hear it here. Check it out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ba 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 da 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 da. So the 16th notes are not quite the right translation, but it lets you kind of see what's going on. So that, when you listen to a drummer, is the basis of the Bembé pattern. There are other patterns. There's ways to ornament the pattern. There's 2-measure variations of the pattern. So I don't want to run afoul of the Afro-Cuban police. I do have a license to practice this stuff. I did study ethnomusicology, so I mean, I can flash my ethno license if necessary. I don't want to do that. So yes, this is such a deep topic, and I'm doing a very cursory overview, but that's important for you guys, the adult amateurs, the semi-pros, the people that have played this stuff but couldn't possibly explain even what to listen for, what's going on behind you. What is a bass line on an Afro-Cuban tune? Now let me play and just improvise over the first 16 measures of invitation and see if you can hear, first of all, the pulse in 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, but then triplet subdivisions I'm using. Do, 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 ba, do, da, 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 da. All right, so an interesting moment happened there where I did start playing swing a little bit. Ba ba da ba do ba do ba do ba da. So why would that work? We do hear a lot of jazz musicians just playing swing over Afro Cuban. It works, but I'm suggesting we can do something a little hipper, a little deeper. Let's get there in a second. I want to let you guys know about Maryland Summer Jazz. That is the jazz workshop I've been artistic director of for the last 15 years. This is our 16th year. And so this summer we're doing the camp virtually because, of course, the COVID virus. It's just a little too intense, I think, to be getting a bunch of jazz musicians, you know, spitting on each other with their saxophones and trumpets in the same room. The rhythm section will be upset about that. We want to keep everyone healthy. We're doing it online, which opens it up to the world. All you folks spread all around the world, the thousands of you that watch these videos, now you can attend Maryland Summer Jazz. We have a fantastic core faculty of some of the finest musicians and educators I know, but we have special guests coming, like John Patitucci and Peter Erskine and Jeff Keyser on piano and Jeff Coffin on the saxophone, and Wycliffe Gordon, on and on. So these are folks, in addition to the core faculty, who will come and do a presentation each day. When I say they'll come, we're doing this video on the Zoom platform. I've had a ton of experience teaching with this, hundreds of hours by now of teaching with this, and we're gonna have it be a very powerful experience for you. We'll be able to play together. You and I will be trading fours and stuff like that. Instrument-specific master classes for all instruments. Electives, and on and on. So it's going to be a great experience. So please visit MarylandSummerJazz.com. We have 20 spots left or so of our 80 spots. This is the last 2 weeks of July. I really hope you'll grab one of those. It's going to be a blast to work with you. Okay, so let's get back to this Afro-Cuban stuff. We know it's 4/4. We know it's 12/8. We've seen that bell pattern. So that bell pattern, item number 1 and 2 on the sheet, would be a great thing for you to practice. How about if you practiced your scales like that? 1, 2. Yeah, how about if you did all your scales for the next 3 months like that? Forget the straight eighth notes. You don't need to do that anymore. You know that. How about if you practiced all your scales with this rhythm? How would that inform your groove and your time and your sense of feel? My answer is it would be through the roof. So that sort of thing. So now let's look at the couple exercises I want you to give a try here. So look at item number 3 on the sheet. And now we're taking advantage of this 12/8 architecture, this subdivision of 3 notes per beat. And what you see here, I'm playing the first 2 of the 3-note groupings on every beat. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, do dot, do dot, do dot, do dot, dot. Now, those 2 notes can't just be any relationship to each other. They have to be related with triplets, right? So yes, this is going to take some doing. Triplet, 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 and I can barely sing it. So yeah, can we play like that? So let me put on the track again, invitation, C minor, and let's see if I can just play up and down the C minor scale with this rhythm from number 3. So that's a little intense. I want you to give that a try. And so understanding what's going on, not difficult at all, right? It's another thing to sort of sing it and imagine it, but it's another thing to play it because I'm having to stop that second note. Do dot, do dot. I'm not playing da 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 da. No, I'm playing percussively. This is percussive music. So now it's demanding on the instrument. If you're going to do this on electric bass, how are you going to mute that second note? Is it lifting your left hand or muting with your right hand or some combination? So all of a sudden, articulation and muting and releasing the key gets to be a thing. So this is going to take your technique on your instrument to a bit of another level. It's going to demand some things of you that maybe you're not quite sure how to do, or it's going to fine tune some stuff. So that's one of the big things I want you to do. Now, here's where we sort of add rocket fuel to it a little bit, or our heads explode a little bit. It might be the other one. The last example here is a little bit of language that gets more complicated. And now we have our 4/4 with the triplets. Now, instead of playing the first two, dot, 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 what I want to do is rest on the first triplet and play the second triplet, triplet. Ba-da, 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 da. Okay, this gets a little intense because this is juggling chainsaws or something right now. This is a little tricky. I really want you to try it. So of course you can start slower. Ba-da, 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 triplet, bullet. Definitely start slower. It's much easier to understand and conceptualize slow. When we start speeding it up, things start getting a little crazy. But this is so good for you, for sort of your mental technique of hearing time and understanding what's going on. And then, as I said, articulation. Man, that's crazy. If you want to prove to me like you're, strong, do that. I would love to hear that. It's really tricky. And towards the end of it, I started improvising a little bit. One is I was just really hearing a rhythmic development that I wanted to play. Two is I just lied there. And it was so hard to keep those offbeats exactly right that I needed to release that to sort of relax my brain to be able to do it a little more. So there was just a couple times when I varied it at the end. Now, Afro-Cuban styles are something we're gonna play. So I want you to understand it's in 4. I want you to understand the triplet subdivisions, and then start getting good with a handful of variations. So I gave you 2 variations here, plus the bell pattern. So you essentially have 3 rhythms to be practicing. And man, when you get good at mixing just those 3 rhythms, you can really play something. So I'm just going to play a little bit of invitation on the way out, and I'm going to be mixing really just these 3 rhythms, and you're going to hear how much we can do, how interesting it sounds. And I do want to remind you about Maryland Summer Jazz. I hope you visit the website, check it out, see if it's a good fit. It's going to be really cool, and we've put together a fantastic virtual experience that you can do with us from anywhere on earth. I hope I see you there.